Next thing that we're going to look at here is ideal impact. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to have players turn to the ideal impact. And what you're going to see is you're going to see in the drills I use, you're going to see the contact pad. And we're going to actually have players turn into the contact pad so they can feel that ideal impact. Ideal impact occurs 90 degrees. The bat and the ball, they meet at a 90-degree angle. Our back elbow, right at our rib cage. Front elbow, little bend in it, and make sure you have square locked wrists. The wrists stay locked, they stay square. So as we turn, as we go into our heel drop, we're going to pull with our big muscles, and we're going to let the bat head level out, and you're going to turn to the contact point right in here. Notice where the weight is. I'm not sitting back in here. I'm in my front side axis. Let them push into that pad and feel that resistance, because that is what ideal impact is all about. If you reach out in front of that ideal impact zone, what you're going to do is you're going to lose a bunch of power. If you players sit back, they're going to lose a bunch of power. So have them heel drop and turn nice and clean, nice and smooth.
Ideal impact into the contact pad. This is a great drill for them to understand the concept of ideal impact and getting that energy distributed into the ball. So I use a contact pad, you can get it at a sports store, and they're used for karate class, kickboxing. It's a flat pad, and I also use Swift sticks or the grow bats when I'm training, just because I can get a ton of cuts in and a ton of reps in a controlled environment. So with this drill, we're going to now have them turn to the contact. Now, understanding contact, they're going to load, they're going to stride, they're going to go into heel drop, and as they go into their heel drop, they're going to rotate to the contact point. Now contact, ideal impact, is when the bat and the ball meet at a 90-degree angle. Well, I set my contact pad up, and I have them turn with as much energy as they can under control. Now, as they're going into their heel drop, they go into their front side, they shift that weight, they decide that's the pitch they want, they're turning. Well, notice how easy she leveled out. This is a layering drill. As they go into their heel drop and they start to pull with their hips, the bat head levels out behind the ball, so they're coming up through the contact point. They're turning. See that front elbow? There's still a bend in the front elbow. These are the key points we're looking for. Elbow at the rib cage. The lead elbow, there's still a bend in the lead elbow. They're square and their wrists are locked up at contact. It means their knocker knuckles are still lined up and they're nice and firm here. This is where they need to be the strongest with their wrists, at contact point. And everything is braced off this front side. You can see the back foot comes light as they're turning. They're not rotating and squishing the bug. It's off the front side. You can see how she's elevated off the ground back there. See the back foot? Right there. She's not turning and squishing. She's just rotating off this front side. They turn to the contact point, and they put as much energy as they can into that contact pad. Now it'll take them a little bit to get used to this, but the beauty of this contact pad is that I can put this wherever I want. I don't recommend working on the inside pitch, but you can. But I definitely work location from the top of their zone to primarily down at their shins. Fast pitch, you have to learn to hit the ball that's below your knees because umpires like it down there. So there's no reason why we can't get this bat head down there to protect that bottom half of the zone. This is a great tool for training that, but it's all based on this principle. So we start with contact pad and we just put all these pieces together. We step and we turn. Load, stride, heel drop, and bang. We explode at contact. Get that bat head behind the ball, turn with the core, stay all connected in one piece. We'll talk about being connected. See how the body all moves together? There's no separation between upper body and lower body. That's because she's rotating off of her front side axis. If she was sitting back in here, she would stop rotating with her lower body and her hands would take over, which would basically straighten out her arm. It's going to induce a wrist roll, all of the things that create flaws in hitting mechanics. Well, we want to eliminate that as much as possible, and we do this by training them to turn to the contact point. Step and turn. Nice and simple. It's short. This is the short part of the swing. Boom. Short and compact. We do nothing with the hands except turn. The hands steer the barrel to the path and they brace. See this brace point right here? This is what's called brace point. They're bracing at contact. They're at their strongest position right in here. Step and turn. Now, putting these together, it's really important that you go sequentially. So you're going to the contact pad before we move on to the contact drill off the tee. Now, your players are going to want you to get them through this fast. My advice is go slow. It is more of a marathon than it is a sprint. And if you take that approach, you're going to produce much, much better hitters. They're going to have a better foundation, and they're going to have a really, really firm grasp of the concepts of really good hitting mechanics. So, head stay still. We step and turn to the contact pad.